What is going on, guys and gals? It is your boy J Love, come back at you with another video right now. This video is going to be a little different, guys. This video is going to be for people who maybe have never heard of Hotshot Trucking before, have never seen a video of mine, or have no idea what trucking is in general, right? I mean, obviously you know what a semi-truck is, but you have no inside value or info about the trucking sphere. Anyways, guys, if you don't know, we started our trucking company back in October of 2020. We had the idea in January of 2020, but trying to get everything to work out, and I had like a learning period for myself where I had to like watch YouTube videos and stuff and like really try to figure out what we needed to do, because when we got the idea to do trucking from a friend, we had no idea what we were doing at all. We knew nothing at all, but here we are today, almost 2 years later, and have been able to build a system that's pretty effective and works pretty well. So in this video, guys, I want to give my number one tip of why you should get into hotshot trucking or in trucking in general in 2022. Now, there's a couple reasons why I wouldn't right now, but I don't think they what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think they outweigh the reason that I would. One thing I really like about trucking, I really like about hotshot trucking, and this is the reason right here, is because there isn't a huge aspect of sales. Now, for me, guys, I am an opportunist businessman. I'm not, I would say, passionate businessman. Like, I don't have to have my companies revolve around my passions. I'm more like building a system that generates cash flow. And that's pretty difficult, guys, as you've probably seen. But one thing I really like about trucking and hotshot trucking that I haven't seen really in a lot of other companies is you don't really have to sell yourself. Like, there is no aspect of sales if you don't want there to be. Obviously, you could like open your hotshot trucking company and you could go to every local company that might need stuff moved, and you can go in there with your card and you can talk to them and sell your service, and you could probably get a good amount of work. And that's probably going to be the way for you to make the most amount of money if you're that type of person, because you're cutting out the middleman on each load. Most amount of money for each load, that'd be the way to go. But most people, the way that they go about, doing trucking and getting loads is going to be off of load boards, right? Especially if you're a smaller company. Now, for us guys, we use a couple load boards and we go on there every day, searching for loads in the areas where our trucks are, right? And there are going to be brokers. The brokers are the people that post the loads on the load board. They work directly with customers. They might be brokers for huge trucking companies and have loads that their trucks can't actually move, so they sell them off to smaller companies like ourselves. But you can go on there, and if you find a load that pays good enough for you and works for you, you call on it. And most conversations with brokers go like, hey, you still have this load? They're like, yeah. They give you info about it. You're like, we can take it. And then they get info from you, and then, they give you where the shipment's at. You go pick it up, drop it off, and you get paid in 30 days, unless you factor it, right? So that aspect of it is really interesting, right? Obviously, when you're a newer company, there's going to be times where brokers aren't going to want to use you until you have more time under your belt. But after you have time under your belt, we rarely ever run into that problem at all. Probably not at all right now. We're almost at 2 years. But the first 3 months can be a little difficult, and you can get some no's there. But, with me having, a good portion of a pressure washing company, owning majority in a pest control company, having the dispatch company, all three of those companies revolve around a sort of sales, right? If I want to get more revenue for my pest control company, I'm gonna have to run some Facebook ads. I'm gonna have to go door to door, knock door to door. I'm gonna have to hand out cards. I'm gonna have to do X, Y, Z. And I can pay a company to send me leads, right? I can pay a company, like Angie Leads, to go on there and might be able to pick some leads up. But with Hotshot, we basically just pay a load board to show us every single load that we could haul, right? Now, that's not gonna be every single load that's out there. And obviously there are other ways to get freight, but that is a super easy way for anybody, brand new companies, to be able to find work doing hotshot or doing OTR. You could also hire a dispatcher, somebody who's already have time on the board and is experienced, and they can do all of that part for you, and you pay them a set fee, whether it's hourly or whether it's percentage of all the loads, and they can do that part for you, and you just have to focus on driving or making sure your driver's okay, and doing all the other business stuff, and you don't actually even have to worry about, the different loads that are going on your trailer. Obviously, don't just give that full reins to somebody out the gate and say, yeah, make me some money. Unless you feel okay with them and you feel like they're capable of doing that. But yeah, a big part of all of this, guys, is the accessibility of freight, the accessibility of work, and that's one of the big reasons we got into it, right? If I'm doing pressure washing and I want another house to pressure wash, I'm constantly making ads, I'm constantly editing ads, posting them on Facebook, making sure I'm doing my Facebook ads right, maybe contacting old clients, offering them referral bonuses and stuff. And like, those are ways to drum up business for this type of stuff. But with the Hotshot Trucking, it's just about finding the best load for that day, and that best load is probably going to be on the load board. And there's different ways to dispatch, but those brokers want you to take the load as much as you want to take it a lot of times, right? They just want to get it done with so they can make their money. And that works sometimes in our favor, but also, this does lead and can lead to the market being oversaturated with trucks, and then you have more of a barter situation, right? So you do have to have a level of barter skills, right? They're going to try and get you to take the lowest amount possible. You want the most amount of money for it, right? And so you do have that barter scenario, guys. But I wanted to make this quick video, mostly because the thought came to mind. I thought it was a good idea for a video to make, kind of give this info out to you guys. That's the one thing I like about trucking is the accessibility of work. There are brokers that need loads moved, and they need loads moved today, So our whole company relies off of, obviously not completely at this moment. This isn't a true statement because of the time we have under our belt and our ability to work directly with a lot of brokerages now. I have a lot of my own personal connections, but most of the loads we get off, we book every day come off of a load board, whether it's truckstop.com, DAT, Trucker's Edge, 123 load boards, and we have some couple other free load boards that we like to use. But guys, yeah. So that's what I like about trucking, but it's really important that you do make your own connections as time goes on. You can call brokers directly because you don't want your company to rely off of a web page, right? And that's one thing I don't really like about trucking sometimes is insurance. Our company relies on insurance a lot, and it relies on finding loads through the load board. So you don't want to get complacent with this type of stuff, but it is a really good and easy way to find work when you're first starting out. So I wanted to get this video for you guys. Thank you guys so much for being part of this video. Hope y'all have a great day.